As the Fed weighs whether to raise interest rates again during this week's meeting, at least one local business is blaming the rising cost of goods for having to close for good. A popular Durham coffee shop posted this message on Instagram. It reads in part, "Born in the era of COVID and ending in record inflation. We just didn't have enough time and money to overcome the seemingly insurmountable challenges thrust in our path." WRAL's Durham reporter Sarah Krueger shows us the impact inflation is having on everyday people and small businesses.
This local coffee shop and restaurant opened during the pandemic and dealt with one hurdle after another. The final one that was insurmountable: inflation. This week, Jetplane Coffee closed its doors immediately and permanently. It's emotional for owner Darren Berlin, who poured his heart and soul into the business.
I love every moment of what I did here.
Financially, though, it was an easy call.
It was a death by 1,000 cuts. Inflation was definitely the last straw.
Food costs alone were up more than 20%. His story is an example of the many pressures facing other small businesses, too.
It's hard, I think, for people that want to spend $5 a day on a cappuccino to do that when they see that they're going to have to pay $5 a gallon for their gas. And I think that a business like ours was one of the first types of business to lose people over those sorts of things.
The Fed is talking about raising the interest rates, basically that are going to be charged on things like government bonds.
Duke economics professor Connell Fullenkamp says an interest rate hike will eventually help reduce prices. He explained how.
So if you're going to buy a house, or if you're going to buy a new car, or buy some appliances, or even go shopping on your credit card, suddenly that's going to become more expensive because of the interest charges. And a lot of people will say, well, I don't really want to buy that stuff anymore. And so they'll stop consuming and borrowing and spending as much. And the hope is then that will take down aggregate demand, and then that cools off the inflationary pressures, because inflation, one of the big causes of inflation is, a lot of spending and not enough supply in the economy to provide all the things that people want.
It's too late to save Berlin's business, but hopefully not too late for others. Sarah Krueger, WRAL News in Durham.